Hi everybody, I'm Dan Talks Sense, and today I'm going to talk to you about a fragrance called Boss Bottled Intense, and I'm going to compare it to its original Boss Bottled from the year of 1998. So if you want to know how these two fragrances compare, please stay tuned. Hi everybody, welcome back. So to start with, I'll just give you a little bit of a brief about Hugo Boss Bottled. It was released in 1998. The perfumer was Annick Monardo, and it quickly became a really popular, mass appealing, office friendly scent because it had this lovely apple and cinnamon note. So at the time, in the late 90s, Fahrenheit had been going since 1988 and was still, ever so popular, and that was a really daring scent. Le Mal was more of your clubbing, youthful scent, and Hugo Boss was your office-friendly, safer scent. But it has stood the test of time. It's still on sale now. The scent, in my view, is still really, really good, but I'm going to go on to that in my closing part to the video. And more recently, in 2015, Hugo Boss released an intense version. So with this video, I'm going to compare how the two, note-wise, if there's any differences. I'm going to talk about projection and performance, and if it's really worth investing in the intense version. So first of all, a good start really will be to go onto the notes. I'm going to put the notes on screen now. So in the original Boss Bottled, you have some cedarwood, sandalwood and vetiver in the base, some geranium and clove in the heart, and at the top you have that apple, bergamot and cinnamon. With the intense version, it keeps its original DNA, but you've also got the addition of vanilla in the base and bergamot blossom and orange blossom in the top. Okay, so what you have with the intense version is you have this addition of vanilla in the base and you have this orange blossom in the top, and I really feel that this orange in the top gives it more of a modern twist. It freshens it up a bit, but you'll still have the original DNA, the famous apple cinnamon DNA of Boss Bottled. Majority of people out there will smell the intense and will say you wearing Boss Bottled. If you've smelt the original and you smelt this and you're really into your fragrances, you can pick up the differences. In my view, the differences actually enhance the fragrance, they improve it, they make it smell a little bit more modern. Okay, so what I'm going to do is now talk about performance and projection. So to compare the performance of both, I did a couple of things. The first one was sprayed the original on my left wrist and intense on my right wrist. Now, just to make it clear, this is not, I've checked the batch code, it's from the year 2014, so it's not an original Boss Bottled. Now, some people have said on my Instagram page that they felt that the original Boss Bottle, when it first came out, projected like a beast compared to newer batches. Now I don't know that myself, but you may have noticed that yourselves out there watching. But this is from a more recent batch. Of course, this was released in 2015. So original on my left wrist, intense on my right wrist. What I noticed was after an hour with the original, I could barely smell it on my skin after an hour. Okay, and with the intense version I was still getting whiffs of this after 3 or 4 hours. But just to make sure, I did one day just wearing this on its own, the original, and I managed to get about 2 hours of moderate projection, about a yard away from me. With the intense version, I had a good 6 to 7 hours out of this. It was about 2 yards projection. And so in my view, if you like if you don't want to be noticed and you want to really play it safe, there's still space for the original. Okay, but if you do want to be noticed, this does exactly what an intense is supposed to do. It gets you noticed. It's got the DNA of the original, but it actually performs a lot better. So it's going to be a bit more expensive. When I conclude the video, I'm just going to talk about the cost, just to compare the two prices, and that may help you make your decision. But in my view, Boss have actually done exactly what they're supposed to with an Intense. So many fragrance companies let us down when they put Intense on a bottle. We're expecting something that's going to be better projected, maybe a better performance, but they don't quite hit the nail. With Yves Saint Laurent, Lanwick de Lome, we were always so excited when we heard that Lanwick de Lome EDP was coming out. I couldn't wait to smell it, and then you find out it's not the best performing. It's got the addition of Tonka in it, and it's not really the same as the original. With this, if you like the DNA, the original, but you want it amped up, this does exactly that. So just before I conclude, I'm just going to compare the two prices of these two. I found 50 ml of Boss Bottled Intense on the Fragrance Shop website for £54.50. On the same website I found a 50ml of the original for just £5 less. So to conclude, I've just looked on the Fragrance Shop. It's a shop in the UK, and for 50 mils there's hardly, it's like £5 difference. My personal view is that bypass the original, just go and get the EDP version, because you're going to get better performance. There's definitely better performance. It's a more modern twist. And in my personal view, if I'm being honest, I feel that this is now a redundant purchase. What was interesting is that I looked on Debenhams, another shop in the UK, and I couldn't find it on there. Maybe in terms of sales, this isn't selling anymore because people have cottoned on that this has better performance. You may personally don't want to be smelled by everybody, but you appreciate the original DNA, so you might still purchase the original. But my own personal view is bypass the original, grab the Intense. It does everything that an Intense EDP version is supposed to do. It's a more modern twist, nice orange in the top, performs a lot better. So to conclude, Intense, fantastic release by the house of Hugo Boss, does everything that it's supposed to do. Okay, so if you've had good memories of wearing Hugo Boss, the original, if you like the Intense version, if you think it's a good fragrance, please leave your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching, and please be kind enough to subscribe. Thank you.